What you are witnessing is real. These tarot cards represent the current energies of specific people with a case pending in the Universal Court. Both parties have agreed to dismiss their spiritual beef and have their dispute settled here in our forum, the People's Court Tarot. Yes! What's up, Sagittarius? Thank you for joining me. I have read your complaint. It's right here. So, Sagittarius, I think first of all, your main complaint is that you're a very optimistic person, right? And you see this everything will be okay card here. I think you're trying to convey to someone that everybody will be okay and everything will be okay. And I think, you know, with the Cast Your Sacred Symbols card, it may not be something that you can get this person to understand the way they understand things, because your understanding or your method of making everything be okay may be very unique to you. And I think this other person just doesn't want to hear that. And so, but they may not be coming out and telling you that they don't want to hear that. They may be sort of hiding that from you. And just if this person has doubts, they may be hiding their doubts or projecting their doubts into other complaints. Like if somebody is, say if somebody is scared that the car is going to get repossessed, but they don't want to say that, then they would just all of a sudden be really super mad if you leave like a plate with some food on it in the sink. Do you know what I mean? It's like how sometimes people project their fears and frustrations into the tiniest little things. So I think that you feel that you've invested a lot in a situation, but still there's nothing but doubt. There's nothing but betrayal, backstabbing. There's no support. There's no energy being put behind you, no matter how much energy you put into this situation. The person who you feel like should support you, I think you feel like they're being very selfish and they're keeping to themselves. And this person may be sort of controlling, and there's something about boundary issues. Either this person is having really strong boundaries right now, or you feel like they're not respecting your boundaries about certain things right now. And it could be a little bit of both here as we pan up to the Two of Pentacles, literally as I say both. So I feel like it might be a little bit of both. I think you also feel like you're working on everything, or you're doing everything, or even as you are working on whatever you're working on and you're being consistent about whatever your unique gift or talent is. I feel like you see very clearly what needs to be done, but for some reason you have to consider this other person's wishes in what needs to be done, and it leads to conflict because the two of you are not on the same page. And I think you feel like this person just is not compromising with you. I also feel like there's something that they may be telling you over and over and over again, so you feel like they're kind of beating you over the head with it, and this could be their fears or their doubts about a certain situation. But I feel like you are saying that you have enough to deal with, and you don't have enough space with everything else that you have to do and everything else that you have to think about, which may be very creative because of this Cast Your Sacred Symbols. So you may need to be in a position of feeling like your energy can be freed up to just kind of zone out and work on whatever you need to do, but you feel like you're always having to consider this person's doubts or fears or even suggestions. But there's just an aspect of the reason why you have to deal with this person's energy is because they're not dealing with it on their own. I think that's another part of your complaint, is that this person is not taking responsibility for their own emotions. So they're repressing them and then projecting them onto you by way of doubts, fears, concerns, being bossy and being controlling, but then also not being supportive and having boundary issues. So there's just a lot going on here that I think you're complaining about, Sagittarius. So I'm going to go over to the other person's side and see what they say, and if I have anything to add to what you're saying, once I hear what they have to say, I'll come back and add that. But for now, let's move on to the other person's side. Okay, so Number one, I feel like this person wants to talk about cycles because they also have this Eight of Pentacles heart card down here, just like how you have it up here. So I feel like this person is saying that they also work very consistently on something. But if we look at the actual positioning of the cards, if you see how your Eight of Pentacles is the very first card and theirs is the very last card, this person is saying that there's something that you work on at the front end. Like, so there may be things that you start, but they don't feel like you finish them well. You don't have a strong finish. You're not working at these things very strongly on the back end. And I think this person is trying to say that they are focused on working on the back end of things, whatever that means. And I don't think they feel like you appreciate that, even though they've had to do this numerous times. And they will do this numerous times again. They worry. They may receive certain messages about being left out in the cold, or about certain security endings, a stronghold, a strong foundation. This person may be working to keep it together or to keep it from endings. Or if there's a certain commitment that this person feels like they're being put outside of, this person works hard to soothe the beast, as it were, and kind of get back in the good graces of something, or get back in the warmth, get back inside of whatever commitment that they feel like they get put out of. Because there's like an ending that keeps coming back around that this person works on the back end to soothe, right? I think this person also has very pure intentions, and they feel like you don't appreciate that. They feel like you think that they are maybe selfish or too controlling. And I think that hurts this person's feelings. And I think you may have said that before or acted in that way before. And I think that hurts this person's feelings. I think this person also feels like there's something not stable or consistent about your energy, Sagittarius. Like you run in and out, or you start new things, and starting new things, it causes some sort of a tower moment, a sort of destruction of a foundation or something. And I think this person just worries about all these different ways and paths and options, and because they're not seeing, number one, I think they're trying to say it's annoying. It's debilitating. They feel like they can't get on a good foot, get on a good foundation, a good standing. There's something about a good standing that this person, because we have this Queen of Wands here, but she's looking, I think she's hurt because Sagittarius, it's like you're coming up as a knight instead of a king, because the Queen of Wands should be, up here looking at the King of Wands, but she's not. She's looking at a knight who is maybe a messenger for the king. And so you may be sending messages through someone else to your queen, or to someone who's supposed to be your counterpart. They may be having to receive messages for you or from you through other people. So they may be hearing things from other people instead of hearing them from you about how you feel. So I think that might be frustrating this person as well. Yeah, I think this person just does not feel appreciated, and they feel as if they do a lot of work. Maybe it's not flashy, maybe it's like some sort of stable work, like I said, on the back end, but I don't think this person feels appreciated. And there's just something about Pentacles ending. And maybe this person is just trying to work on keeping that from happening. They're trying to keep money from ending or from running out. And they don't feel like you appreciate that, Sagittarius. Okay, so I feel like that's pretty accurate representation of both sides of the case. There's also something, okay, no, sorry, there's a little bit more. This person, maybe both of you feel like the other is being defensive, or what's the word, combative. I think you both feel like the other is being combative, but especially this other person. So Sagittarius, you feel like this person is being combative, and I think this person is saying, no, that's just their personality. That's just them being in their power. But they feel like you're being combative, and I also feel like you're being Whereas you over here felt like whatever you're doing is extremely unique and you just need to be able to work on it by yourself and not have to deal with anyone else's fears or anyone else's energy or maybe input, because I did get a kind of a bossy energy. I think this person also feels like maybe what they would have to say isn't being appreciated, but I think that they feel like their actions that you're not taking into account would be successful. But this person feels like you're being combative and defensive instead of allowing them to, to get in there next to you. And there may have been something that happened in the past where other people, because I'm getting that vibe too, like there may be messages coming through from other people, hearsay instead of just hearing it directly from the other person, and this may have happened before. And so I think there's also an energy of Sagittarius, this person that you're dealing with is still, either you're still hurt, either they're still hurt about something that was said in the past, or you're still hurt about something that was said in the past and they want you to get over it. Because they know that like anytime you think about this thing, that it's going to piss you off. But that you consistently bring this thing back up. Whatever this is. So, okay, now I feel like I have completely discussed both sides of the case, Sagittarius. So I did pull the verdict. The verdict is just up above here. It's the 5 of Pentacles to the Queen of Cups to the Page of Pentacles. So right off, the first thing that I see is that we have 6 pentacles in total, which speaks to not equal at all. I'm sorry for saying that. It speaks to reciprocity. It speaks to not given to people based off what they deserve, but given to people based off what they need or what they want. But more so need. And it's more so about giving your energy or your spirit instead of like your actual money. So this may be about someone really wanting, I think, someone's energy or spirit to be behind them more so than their actual money. But I think somebody just feels like okay, what I'm getting off of this is that I think both people need to ask the other person what they need. Not, so there's an issue where I think both people are giving to the other based off what they deserve. So Sagittarius, if you feel like you need to be very independent with what this work, you're casting your sacred symbols, you want this person to understand everything that is going to be okay. So you feel like maybe this person does not deserve any reassurance or any solid offers of validation, because you just need them to understand that you got this. But see, that this person may not deserve validation because you know what's going on, but they may need it. And it's the same that goes for the other person. If someone's cross-watching for Sagittarius and you resonate with this reading, you may not feel like they deserve support based off of what they have shown you thus far. But if this is someone that you really care about, and this is someone that you love and you care, you would feel it if they were out in the cold. You would feel it if they were hurt or handicapped in some way. That would affect you as well. Then that means that you have to give to this person based off what they need, not what you think they deserve. So I think both of you need to consider the needs of the other person, not what you owe them, not what they deserve based off how they've behaved or what they've proven to you, but just what they need. Because it's a funny thing, like sometimes when you just ask a person what they need, sometimes that's all that they need is for someone to care what they need. So I just see that as, both people may be feeling like they're doing everything already, and so the other person shouldn't, doesn't deserve anything from them. If one person feels like they're doing all the work on the front end and the other person feels like they're doing all the work on the back end, and neither person has compassion for the space in between, then neither person gets what they need. And if neither person is getting what they need, then how really focused can either of you be on the front end or the back end? Because there's, discord and disharmony in the middle. So I think both of you have to just ask the other person, what do you need? And then most likely it's not something material, it's something emotional, which means you have it to give, so give it. Okay, I think that's a pretty clear verdict. And I just close out all my readings by saying thank you for watching. If your specific energies, oh no, why am I reading? Okay, so I'm reading, y'all. I just bust myself out because I cannot remember exactly what I say at the end of everything. Burr, 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 burr. We're going to try this again. I close out my readings by saying, this is my channel, and I'm here to remind you, if you have a dispute and you just can't work it out, don't take karmic law into your own hands. You take them to court. Thanks for watching. Bye.